So what the heck is this? And how can you look forward to this every morning? Let's check it out.
It's my
Hi guys, so if you have not been to my channel before, my name is Becca and I am going to show you today something that I have fallen in love with and that I want to share with you guys. So we are not minimalists by any stretch of the imagination, although I'd love to be, but that's just not going to happen. So I have found this, the pour over coffee maker. Ooh, let's check this out. So I found one at Bed Bath & Beyond that I really wanted that had a bamboo handle around it, but this is like a silicone. Yeah, definitely silicone. I was gonna say rubber, but definitely silicone. It does come off. It is removable to wash it. So I got this one. The ones at Bed Bath & Beyond were sold out. So I got this one, found it at Target. Go. For a mere $20. So the coffee filter was invented by a lady named Melita. She's from Germany and she died in 1950. But she decided to invent the coffee filter because she was sick of having the mud at the bottom of her cup. Well, rumor has it that the mud at the bottom of the cup is actually healthy. So there's your tidbit for the day. But they've been around for a long time, and the minimalists have taken on to these instead of a regular coffee pot. I had been noticing that constantly getting sick, couldn't stomach my morning coffee anymore. I couldn't figure out why, and there was a guy on YouTube that I saw his video that his Keurig ended up making him sick. So I got the idea in my head, and I found this. Got rid of my Keurig. Now I've got this. I can drink coffee again. Who knows? Maybe it's in my head. Maybe it really was the Keurig. I don't know. But today I'm going to show you how to use this thing so that it's not so scary if this is something that you've been thinking about, but you're like, nah, I don't know. And we're gonna make some coffee, just like I normally do. So it comes with this, which is the carafe where all the coffee gets made. Then I've got the metal filter that comes in it. For a while I was just using just the metal filter, but it does come with regular paper filters. I didn't use these at first. I just used this, which I believe is a possibility, but you do end up with a sort of mud at the bottom of the carafe. Plus, if you end up drinking the last of the carafe, your mud will end up in your coffee, and that's gross. So, in the directions, in the handbook here, it says that you're supposed to get these wet. And when I first ever opened this thing, I was like, holy smokes, why does this coffee filter need to be so big? Look at the size of this thing compared to my head. Why is this so big when this thing is so tiny? Watch, you'll see. So I'm just gonna get it wet. Standing right about the sink. Wring it out. Just like a paper towel, right? There's it all wet. I'll crinkle it. There we go. So it doesn't shrink or anything. But when it fits right back into this, scrape it over there. Gonna make sure it's even on all sides, and then I push down in the middle. Bloop. I fold the sides over. Not so big anymore, is it? Okay, there's that. It's all set. I'm not sponsored by any coffee company. I'm just a coffee snob. So I, being from New Hampshire, have picked a local Laconia. What is this? What is this? Woodshed Roasting Company. Doesn't matter. Pick the coffee that you like to pick. The size of the grounds don't matter if you're going to do the filter, the paper filter. If you're going to use just the metal filter that this one comes with, I would suggest doing a larger ground, because the smaller the grounds are, the more that's going to go through and the more mud you're going to end up with at the bottom. So I have regular ground coffee in my drip container thing here and a regular filter all ready to go. I'd use 6 of these. I tried that a few times. I felt like the coffee was too strong. I bumped it back to 5. It was still a little much. So now I do 4. I do 4 scoops in my filter. And with 4 scoops, it's pretty full in there. It's pretty full. Nothing too shabby. Blooming, where you pour a little bit of the boiling water over the top and the coffee grounds almost like rise, and then you have to let them kind of just settle back down before you start pouring it over. And there's a technique to pouring the water over the coffee that is supposed to make it better. I have not gone and bought the perfect kettle yet. You need one of those gooseneck kettles like this guy, because of the small area in which you have to pour it, because you got to pour it in a circle, almost like a spiral into the middle, and then you start over. It's such a small area that you need the gooseneck to dump it. Okay, I've tried a measuring cup. I've tried just dumping it from a pot. It makes a giant, awful disaster, and you burn yourself every time. So, in the meantime, until I find my very special gooseneck kettle, which I have not found the one yet, I am using just a regular, I'll show you, just a regular pot and ladle. It works just fine. It doesn't make a giant mess. It'll do until I find the kettle of my dreams. So now we're going to wait for the water to boil, and we'll get on to the next step. All right, our water's almost boiling. It doesn't have to be a giant roaring boil. It's just a little bubbly. Then what I'm going to do is take some of this, I'm pouring it over to my coffee, and dump it over the top. And let that kind of do its thing. It warms up the carafe on the bottom. You can see how it's like all foggy. It warms it up. So that way, if you dump a bunch of boiling water in cold glass, obviously that's going to break something, right? So we put a little bit in, it does its little blooming thing, we let it soak through, this warms up a little bit, and you can continue almost immediately. At this point, you start at one corner, it's a circle. You start at one point in the circle and you move your way around. I don't have specific measurements for my water. I pretty much just put it in until I can't see it, like it reaches the handle. You can measure out specifically and do all of the math and all that, but I'm more of a wing it kind of person and just feel it out, and then I adjust from there. So I go around the outside and do the big circle, and then I hit the inside circle, and then I keep switching back and forth so that I'm getting that circular motion that they talk about that supposedly is supposed to make everything in life perfect. So far, with a giant snowstorm outside, the coffee pot is not living up to all of my hopes and dreams, but it sure does smell good. So once in a while with this, you do have to wait a second, because you end up filling up the top with water before it's going through the filter. So you kind of have to just give it a minute to settle and, let the water catch up so you can see where you're at. The bottom of this is hot. Obviously, it's glass with boiling water in it. So you just want to, take into consideration if you've got delicate counters, which mine are not. They are recycled wood that we put on here, so I don't care what happens to them. But if you need like a hot plate or something, delicate counters, delicate table, wherever you're setting this coffee, just keep in mind that it's going to be hot and it may ruin your surfaces. So a pot holder, a lot of times they'll have a towel just to set it, just to keep the glass safe and keep the surface that you're on safe. So it looks like my water's settled, so I'm just going to add some more. Oh, and that's the other thing. If you put a towel under it and then you drip some water down the side, get your favorite cup ready. Have a backup plan for where you're going to put the filter. Because when all of this is done, you're going to need to pour out of this carafe. And so the filter needs to come off and go somewhere else. It is hot. It's steaming. You just poured boiling water in it. There's no need to clean this up right this second. Let it cool down. I don't like my coffee too strong. I'm more of a medium to light roast kind of person with cream and sugar. I like my coffee, but I don't like it to kick me in the face. My water's finished filtering through, but you're still gonna see some drips coming out of here, and it's gonna take a while to chill out. So what I do is just stick it in a cup or mason jar or whatever, and just let the finishing drips go. It's obviously not going to drip out of the top because all of this has dried out enough, so you just have to worry about what's gonna come out of the bottom. So I set that aside, let it chill out, and then I clean it. So here is the big reveal. This is my coffee. Pouring. Look at that beautifulness. It smells so good. It's hot. It's delicious. The downside to this coffee pot is that it does not hold the temperature of the coffee for very long. So you want to make this coffee if you're going to drink it right away, or if you're going to put it in a different container and put it in the refrigerator to have iced coffee, because you know there is no, what do you call it, there's no like insulation to keep it warm. So anyway, use it right away or put it in the fridge, and then you got to make a fresh one if you want hot, unless you're just gonna warm it up, which is always second best. This is where the oversized coffee filter comes in. So you've got the extra white on top, which will allow you to fold it in. Sit you down again here. Here we go. So we're going to fold it in and kind of bunch it all together. And there you go. Now your filter is practically clean. You want to rinse that out though. This will drip a little bit, but not too bad. And so every day I look forward to this, because then I know that I am ready to drink some delicious coffee made in my pour over coffee pot. Put in your cream and sugar or whatever you like and enjoy your coffee. I would recommend this product. Of course, I did not get the most expensive one. I got a cheap one that I found at Target. I love it. I may at some point upgrade to the one with the bamboo handle just to see what the difference is. I'm curious if there's different filters. There are different sizes of these and different shapes. On the bottom, I've seen some that you can do just a single cup at a time if you're really, into your Keurig, because it only makes a cup at a time. They do have smaller ones. This was $20 at Target. It came with the carafe, the filters, the paper filters, and the scoop. You can find them anywhere, and it's kind of hard to look for them. A lot of the times you end up finding French press when you're searching for them. So try looking for pour over coffee pots if you're Googling it. And yeah, I'm going to go with thumbs up on this product. Totally worth $20. I would even say totally worth $40. You got to have a little bit of time to devote to your coffee in the morning. You can't just press a button and walk away. So it's not as convenient as an electric coffee pot, but it makes damn good coffee. And I would recommend this for, say, if you're camping or something like that, or you just like the idea of doing it this way. I think it's awesome. Let me know if you guys have ever used these before, or if you have a different kind. I want to know more about them. I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to check it out some more. I've used mine for about a month, and I love it. So let me know what you think. And, check out my other videos. Got some cool stuff over there, and I've got some cool stuff coming along. So don't forget to subscribe so that you can keep up with what I'm doing. And we'll see you soon. All right. Have a sparkling day. Bye.